It's Valentine's Day, nerds. Time to grab your significant other or your waifu body pillow, because today we're getting weird. I'm Mike Dangerous, and this is Talking Shots. Brought out the wine for this one. That's how you know it's sexy. I don't really like wine. Here on Talking Shots, we don't discriminate. Sometimes you don't want the hassle of a real relationship. You know, the arguing, the fighting, the existential dread. Dating sims have been a staple in gaming for years now. It's all the fun of dating someone without the sex. Oh, wait. The first documented dating sim was Girl's Garden for the Sega SG-1000. I bet you don't even know what that is. This one was actually made by Yuji Naka, who would go on to create the Sonic the Hedgehog series. The first game to set the standard for dating sims was Doki-Yusei. I'm not even gonna try, dude. Don Quixote, which came out in 1992, which relied more on timed events rather than dialogue choices. It was a really weird but important step in the history of dating sims. Tokimeki Memorial in 1994 really popularized dating sims in Japan, in which the player, a high school student, has the opportunity to date a dozen different girls, a trope that is a staple in the genre. But don't worry, for those of you looking for a less heteronormative dating sim experience, there's plenty of games out there for you as well. Dream Daddy, released in 2017 by the Game Grumps of all people, sees you courting one of 7 potential different fathers. You got the squeaky clean youth minister, the well-read English father, the bad dad, and of course, a vampire. Wholesome, but let's face it, you came for that weird. Panzer models on the surface looks like your standard anime dating sim. Your character gets transferred to an all-tank high school where everyone is supposedly a World War II era military tank, and yet all the tanks inexplicably look like anime teen schoolgirls. Dude, one of them is named M4 Sherman tank. That's the spunky American one. There's a tsundere Russian tank. Sometimes dating sims can teach you something useful, like love language Japanese. In this one, you attend a prestigious Tokyo high school for foreigners, meet new friends, and study hard to pass your Japanese lessons. But like, they're real Japanese lessons. I might actually play this one regularly. I'm not a weeb, I promise. Hatoful Boyfriend is one of the more infamous ones. The only human girl in a world full of birds. A prestigious St. Pidgeot Nations Institute, a school for talented birds. The birds all have different personalities, ranging from the snooty foreign bird to a bad boy bird. That's someone's kink. Not mine, but someone's kink. If you're in the mood for something a bit more meta, Namco has a dating sim where you attempt to court Namco's famous mascots, like King from Tekken or the f***ing ship from Galaga. I always knew Dig Dug had a fat cock. Ever wondered what Christopher Columbus and Vlad the Impaler would look like if they were anime girls? No? Well, wonder no more, cause now you can date them, and they're polite for world conquest in Au Sene, the World Conquest. This one's also a surprisingly fun strategy game, which is kind of a theme with a lot of these games. Like, they're unorthodox as hell, but they're surprisingly fun games. This next one hits close to home. You all know how emotional I get over Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Oh my god! You can only imagine my excitement when I learned of a Jurassic Park dating sim called Jurassic Heart. Now this one's disappointingly short, seeing as the only one that you can court is the T-Rex. But this one's so earnest and heartfelt, it almost brings a tear to my eye. Also, the T-Rex is wearing a f***ing tie. My girlfriend's the president, only because they brainwashed the entire world into thinking that she is because they kidnapped the real one. So I guess she really isn't the president. Oh, and you can date a spaceship in this one. It's lit. There's Wet Robot Dreams, where you try to rekindle your love with an arcade machine. What went wrong? Why did she leave me?
Oh, well. Yeah. Time to be test.
This one's kind of traumatizing. I don't know if I like this one anymore. There's a dating sim for everyone out there, and for some reason, it feels like most of them are on the Nintendo Switch. I think you date a dog in one of them. I don't know, dude. Don't even get me started on like mobile game sims. So there's this game called The Horse Prince, and when you hear that title, one of two things comes to mind. Either you're dating a prince on a horse, or you're dating a horse.
¿Por qué no los dos?
What the f did I expect? Instead of spending Valentine's Day with someone special, I'm spending it here. Giving you the content you deserve. I really wish I had someone to talk to getting drunk on the internet alone. I'm so lonely and my life is falling apart. Okay, spoiler alert. She f***s Horse Boy. Okay, in all seriousness, what I learned from playing all these dating sims is that when given the proper tools, people get really creative. And in some cases, dating sims are just really creative ways to try new gameplay ideas, and really to flex your writing muscles. As off-putting as some of these games may be on the surface, the reason they get so much traction online is because there's some surprisingly good writing going on here. Clearly, some of these are an exercise in parody, and with a genre as ridiculous as dating sims, it was only a matter of time before we reached peak romance simulation. What amazes me the most is how long the genre has stayed around for. That, believe it or not, has a whole lot to do with Japan's working culture. That's right, boys and girls. We're going there. So there's a genuine sense of escapism when it comes to dating sims in Japan. In the West, for example, casual dating is much more popular. And with apps like Tinder and Bumble basically acting as real-life dating sims, it comes as no surprise as to why dating sims in the West are more niche. Japan generally has a more conservative view on that kind of escapism. When it comes to the work ethic that Japan's workforce experiences, as well as this idea that there's pride in becoming perfect at your craft, dating becomes very difficult. And a simulation can provide that perfect escapism without ruining your life. Natalie? But of course, we live in an ever-increasing global world. Japanese culture is no longer that weird interest the nerdy kids in school had. And believe me, I was a nerdy kid. I know, hard to believe. All the cool kids are watching hentai now. Not me. When dating sims have reached parody levels here in the West, I'd say that's a sense of cultural literacy becoming more prevalent and understood, and that's a good thing. If moe tank girls get you interested in another culture, I see no foul there. I love it. I'm not sober, dude. Even if you're someone who has shrugged off the genre as lonely games for lonely boys, I implore you, these games are 100% worth your time. If not for a genuinely immersive experience, if there's one takeaway from all of this, people are into weird shit. So what do you think? What are your opinions on dating sims? And what would get you into playing them if you're not? I'm sure there will be plenty of very interesting stories in the comments down below. And if they're not in the comments, feel free to share them in our subreddit. Please do, because I am very much looking forward to hearing more stories from dating sims. If you like what we do, you can always support us on Patreon. We got some cool benefits for some of the tiers, and it's always cool to join the Talking Shots Discord where you can shoot your shot with me on this Valentine's Day, because I know I'm like kind of cute. So you can flirt with me. If not, you can just come and talk shop, and we can talk about anime titties or ska music or whatever tickles your fancy. As always, don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I'm your boy Mike Dangerous, and this is Talking Shots.